Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Voight hits a breaking point with this troubled cop in Chicago PD promo. Hank Voight, Jason Begg, has not always been the best role model, but he's gotten better. The IU veteran has tried to protect the members of his team, whether that means cutting corners or relying on blackmail to ensure they stay clean. He seemingly finds himself in a different situation in an upcoming Chicago PD episode, however. Demons sees Voight bump heads with Chief Deputy Reed, Sean Hatosy, over a botched drug deal. The latter demands results, even though Voight is hesitant to return to his old, head-busting ways. It gets worse when Reed hones in on Dan Torres, Benjamin Levy Avilar, and tells Voight to get the job done or he will have Torres do it instead. The Demons promo teases a conflict between mentor and student. Voight looks on in frustration when Reed delivers his ultimatum. We then see Torres giving chase to who we can only assume are the men behind the drug deal. The car spins out of control and Torres looks, momentarily, at risk. Now Chicago PD has been known to amplify elements of their episodes, or set us up to think one thing while actually delivering another, but we've heard rumors of a Torres-centric storyline in recent interviews with actor Sean Hatosy. He told Us Weekly that Torres is not wise and vulnerable in comparison to the rest of the IU. Furthermore, Hatosy's character, Reed, knows that the young U officer has skeletons in his closet. Reed hasn't pushed to get Torres fired for his tryst with drug queen pin Gloria Perez, Yara Martinez, and has instead decided to save this information for a rainy day. Well, looks like there's going to be a downpour during Demons. Reed is so damn smart because he sort of understands where the holes are, Hatosy said in relation to Torres. Reed has a scene with a vulnerable Torres, and he asks him to do something, which he then does. Torres has been absent for the last 2 episodes, so the fact that he's re-entering the spotlight under such controversial circumstances is not going to bode well for his future. We have discussed Chicago PD's complicated handling of Torres since his introduction in Season 8. The character was set up to be one thing, but it seems as though the writers can't seem to figure out what to do with him for more than a few episodes at a time. Hopefully he makes it out of this conflict in one piece though. We wouldn't want to see him become the collateral damage in the Cold War between Voight and Reed. The city never sleeps, and neither does Sergeant Hank Voight, especially when one of his own begins to unravel. NBC just dropped a pulse-pounding new Chicago PD promo that's already got fans buzzing. The 1-minute teaser doesn't waste any time. It opens on gritty shots of the city skyline as sirens wail in the background, but instead of showing a criminal on the run or a high-stakes bust, the camera lingers on one of intelligence's own, Officer Dan Ramos, eyes bloodshot, jaw clenched, and clearly on the edge. He's not just a cop, Voight's voice cuts in, gravelly and low. He's my responsibility. The screen flashes to black. The promo dives into Ramos's descent. Once a rising star in the intelligence unit, Ramos has been spiraling all season, cutting corners, getting too rough with suspects, and more recently, showing up to work with a 1,000-yard stare and a barely concealed limp. Whispers of painkillers have been swirling, and now all signs point to something deeper, something darker. In the clip, we see Ramos bursting into a motel room without backup. Voight storms in minutes later, furious. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" he barks. Ramos doesn't answer, he just stares at the suspect on the ground, bleeding from the nose, hands trembling as he lowers his gun. "You're gonna get someone killed. Or worse, you." That line hangs in the air as a chilling piano chord plays, setting the tone for what's shaping up to be one of the season's most emotional episodes. Back at District 21, the pressure's mounting. Burgess and Atwater share a glance as they go over body cam footage that shows Ramos slamming a suspect's head into a dumpster. Ruzick, always one to play devil's advocate, argues that Ramos is just blowing off steam, but even he looks unsure as the footage cuts to black. "I've seen that look before," Halstead's voice echoes in flashback, a painful reminder of his own moral struggles and his decision to leave intelligence behind. It's the look of someone who's not coming back from the edge. In the promo's most gut-wrenching moment, Voight confronts Ramos on a rooftop. The the same place where Voight has taken both friend and foe over the years when the city's laws weren't enough. But this time, it's different. It's not about control or vengeance. It's about trying to save one of his own before it's too late. I know what pain looks like, Voight says, stepping closer. I see it in the mirror every damn day. But you've got to deal with it, or it's gonna swallow you whole. Ramos finally snaps. You think I want this? I didn't ask to bury my partner. I didn't ask for the nightmares. You think a shrink's gonna fix this? He throws his badge down on the ground. You tell me, Voight, how do you sleep at night? The screen goes silent. The last 15 seconds of the promo are pure chaos. Gunshots ring out in a warehouse. Ramos and Atwater are seen ducking for cover. There's a flash of blue and red as backup arrives. Voight runs into the fray, gun drawn. And then, black screen, one final voiceover. This unit is family. But even families have breaking points. The promo ends with Voight standing alone in the precinct, staring at a cracked photograph of the original team. Lindsay, Halstead, Alinsky. All gone in their own ways. His reflection warps in the glass and he exhales slowly. Social media exploded within minutes of the promo's release. Is Ramos gonna die? One fan tweeted, followed by a string of crying emojis. Another wrote, this is giving classic Voight rooftop showdown vibes, and I'm not okay #ChicagoP. Rumors are swirling that the next episode might be Ramos's swan song. The show's producers have remained tight-lipped, but actor Emilio Rivera, who plays Ramos, posted a cryptic Instagram story earlier this week featuring a black and white photo of his character with the caption, "All things must pass." Cryptic much? It's clear that this episode is setting up a seismic shift in the Chicago PD universe. Voight has always operated in gray areas, fighting for his team, often at great personal cost. But this time the war is internal. This time he might not be able to pull one of his own back from the edge. As the promo fades out, it leaves viewers with a single question scrawled across the screen. How far will Voight go to save a cop who doesn't want saving? Episode title: Thin Blue Line. Air date: Wednesday, 10/9 on NBC. If the promo is any indication, Chicago PD is gearing up for one of its most explosive and emotional episodes yet. One thing's for sure. When Voight hits a breaking point, nobody walks away the same. Ready your tissues, and maybe a punching bag. This one's going to hurt.